Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Natasha. If it is your first time here, today's video I'm going to be doing this look here using all products that are $10 and under. So if you're interested in this video, just keep watching.
Now close your eyes.
I haven't worn a bold brow in a hot minute. I feel like I've been really lazy with the brows lately and I've just been doing a tinted brow gel, but I went in with this CoverGirl brow pencil. This is the Easy Breezy Micro Fill Brow Pencil. I believe this is $9.99, so this is under $10, just like everything else I'm going to be talking about today. And this is a bomb affordable brow pencil. I have went through probably like 10 of these. I use mine in the shade Honey Brown, but that's what we did for the brows today. And I think that I actually want to start with my face today versus, my eyes like I usually do. So I'm going to go ahead and prime with this guy right here. This is the e.l.f. Prep and Hydrate Balm. I really like this. It's just a little balm. To me, it just kind of feels almost like another moisturizer. It doesn't really like add a whole lot of like dewiness or anything other than just moisture. And just kind of blend that out with this Equal Tools brush. You guys, I'm like literally, do you see this right here? This was the smallest little whitehead, but it's in like this nose crack, and I was like, oh, I can pop it, no problem. And now I've had a scab here for days. I mean, what's really new with my face? That's like just what I do. Okay, so after that little balm, oh, I totally forgot to put my eye cream on. I waited to put eye cream on until I popped on camera here. I have the rest of my skincare on. This is a really great affordable eye cream. This is $10. This is from e.l.f. e.l.f. makes great products, guys. It just really does. This is their illuminating eye cream. So if you are looking for some, more affordable skincare, I definitely recommend e.l.f. I really, really like this eye cream. I'm just gonna take a little bit. Just right under the eyes. I like to get it right in here and make sure I get it all the way like up in the crow's feet area, in the orbital bone. Yeah, this is a really good affordable eye cream, and you actually get quite a bit. It's 0.49 ounces, and it's pretty great for just $10. I really, really like this eye cream. Okay, moving on. Like I said, we're going to be doing face first. There is quite a few affordable foundations that I do like. e.l.f. makes a good one, ColourPop makes a bunch of them, but I wanted to just go in with concealer. That's kind of just been my vibe lately. That's just been what I've been really liking. I don't have a cream bronzer, unfortunately, but I have these guys right here. This is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. These are $9, I believe. You can get these at Ulta, and I've been seeing recently that ColourPop is being sold online at Target, so I wonder when they're going to have a display inside of Target. That's pretty exciting. I really, really love these concealers. I've talked about these concealers a bunch of times. I'm going to be mixing the shades Fair 10 Neutral and Fair 05 Warm. The only thing about these concealers that I could complain about is that they have kind of a weird shade selection. The shade might be just a little bit too light for me today. The shade collection is a little weird. They do have a lot of shades, but the tones of them are kind of weird. I will say they're a little bit more gray, almost a little bit more like green. Green isn't like the right word, but that's kind of like how they go. Literally, I have so many shades. I still haven't found like my perfect shade. I'm actually going to mix in a little bit of light 40 neutral in with that just to neutralize it, since I'm not wearing any foundation. Almost looks literally the same now that I put it on like that. And I'm going to be blending that out using my tried and true e.l.f. buffing foundation brush. The reason I like making a line right here, I do this like every time I do my makeup. Usually I do it when I'm cream bronzing, and the reason for that is because it helps just kind of like clean it up and cut out the cheekbone a little more. But even now when I don't have any cream bronzer or anything on, you can see how that kind of just helps angle my face and give it almost more of just like a look to it, which is what I'm always going for. I know I've talked about this concealer probably 1,000 times already on my channel, but this is a really great concealer. It's really hydrating. It has like a nice medium coverage. It doesn't crease. It doesn't get weird and cling to your dry patches. I just really, really like it. It's a really great affordable concealer. The one thing I always say though is I recommend going into store to pick one out. Otherwise you'll end up like me and you'll have like 6 different shades because you can't find your exact shade. So if you go into a store, you know, you can kind of see them and hopefully there'll be samples that you can swatch. And this is one of those concealers that I really like for my whole face and under my eyes, as well as the Kosas concealer. I find a lot of times with concealers, I like them either for just my face or just for my under eyes, but this one I find is really nice for both. And I'm still mixing the 2 shades because I want it to somewhat match the rest of my face. And I'm actually going to first blend that out with this ColourPop F5 brush, and then I'm going to go into this e.l.f. Camo Concealer Sponge. You guys, e.l.f. makes some of the best sponges at the drugstore. I'm at the point now where I truly believe that you don't need to spend more than $10 to find a good makeup sponge. Like, I can't remember the last time I bought a beauty blender because I've just been using e.l.f. sponges. They are so, so good. So just first using this brush to kind of move product around how I want it. I am going to put that over the eyelid as well. And then I will go in with the sponge and finish blending that out. Cute, okay. And then literally same exact thing on the other eye here. Okay, that's enough with that. I actually was kind of struggling getting products ready for this video because I felt like every product I picked up was $10.99 or $11.99. I was having a hard time finding products that were $10 and under. The drugstore really has like become more expensive, I feel like, the past few years, especially. Like, I don't remember drugstore stuff ever really being like over $12. Like $12 was like the most expensive thing, and now I feel like $12 is kind of like the regular price for stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and set under my eyes. I'm gonna use this powder by Essence right here. This is the Brightening Up Banana Powder. It's actually a pretty light banana powder, seeing as that I can use it on my skin tone. It has like just the slightest yellow tinge to it, and I'm gonna go back in with that same ColourPop brush that I used to blend out my concealer, and just do a little bit and across the eyelid as well. But this is a really great powder, and I'm pretty sure this was like $4. Like, Essence is so cheap and honestly so underrated. They have so many really good products. And then not adding any more to the brush, but just kind of taking it and hitting it kind of honestly all over the face. Okay, and this is a powder too that I really like to not only just set my eyes with, but if I do like a full face and I feel like I just need to brighten up a little bit, like under my eyes or some of the more high points of my face, I'll just take this on like a little eyeshadow brush and go right in, and it really does brighten up the face. It doesn't crease up, it doesn't stick to any dry patches. Really, really good little powder here. So bronzer was a product I was kind of struggling with. I actually have this guy right here. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette in Contour, and it's in the shade Dolce de Leche, and it has a like brightening powder and a bronzer. I clearly have used this bronzer a lot. Really, really pretty. I think this is like $6.99, $5.99. I'll have everything linked down below, and I'll actually even put in like, I'll type in the prices next to all the links so that way you can kind of know. This is a really good bronzer. I really like it. You kind of have to go in with a little bit of a lighter hand, otherwise you can really, you know, go too hard, have a bronzer helmet. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this, you know, to bronze up the face. But see this right here, I even tapped off my brush and it still just adds a lot of pigment. So you don't really need a lot. This is a really good Wet n Wild product. But I will say it does have quite a bit of kickback. Like you can see that's just from tapping in my brush, all of that kickback. So it is a little bit messy, but it is so affordable. So it's kind of like, you know. I do this every time. I don't know why I put on hoop earrings because I know it's just gonna bug me so bad as I'm putting on makeup, but they're just so cute. I can't help it. I mean, this one's fucking big enough I can put it. Oh my god, that's ridiculous. I'm not doing that. Okay, so after that bronzer, I actually have this other bronzer from Milani. I believe this is $9.99. This is their baked bronzer, and I have mine in the shade Soleil. So this bronzer is way too dark for me. Way too dark for me. But I like using this as almost a bronzer topper. So what I like to do is take a duo fiber brush. This one is from ColourPop. This is the F9 brush. And I like to just lightly kind of just dab in there. Make sure to tap it off, and then just go like this right over all the bronzer areas. A very light touch. I just like a more luminous, a more of a sheen in my bronzer, and this adds just like a really beautiful little glow. Very pretty. But if you did have a deeper skin tone, I think this would be a gorgeous bronzer on you. I just bought the wrong shade, and I just think it's a really pretty bronzer topper. I use this as an eyeshadow sometimes. I might actually even go in and put this on my eyes today. Who knows? Who knows what I'm gonna do? So the next thing I want to do is add some blush. This is the e.l.f. Cream Blush Palette. I believe this is like $5, $6. So gorgeous. I love this guy. I tried this for the first time in a video I did, full face of e.l.f. And I was so shocked by this because it doesn't look to me like, just off first appearances when I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a slippery hot mess. But this is a amazing cream blush. I'm just going to go into these two shades right here. So pretty. Very pigmented. Honestly, it's not as like shiny as I think it would be either, just from like looking at it in the pan. It looks almost as if it would give like a glossy appearance. Doesn't do that at all. It doesn't move around. It's not weird. It's just so pretty. And then I'm going to top that with this guy right here. This is from BH Cosmetics. This is their Nude Blush 10 Blush Color Palette. This palette is amazing. This is only $10. Now, BH Cosmetics, it's not sold in stores at the Ulta near me, but I believe it is in some Ultas, and you can get this online. They actually have pretty quick shipping at BH Cosmetics. If you're a working makeup artist, or if you're just balling on a budget and you want to get a bunch of blushes, they have a couple other palettes. This is just their nude blush palette. 10 blushes for $10, and they are great blushes. They last all day. They're not patchy. They're not weird. I have talked about this so many times. I love this blush palette. I mean, the packaging is a little, you know, like cheapo plastic, but you're getting 10 blushes for $10. Like, come on, who cares how cheapo it feels? I'm going to go in with the same brush I was using for that cream blush. This is just the Real Techniques Light Layer Blush, and I'm going to just go into these shades right here. All three of them. They're all pretty similar, neutrally pinky blushes. And really just setting that cream blush. Blush is always the first thing that fades from your face, so I always like to kind of go a little heavy with it because once it fades, it's like fades perfectly. And I like to bring it up a little bit higher too. Pretty. Yeah. Highly recommend this, especially if you're a working artist or balling on a budget, whatever. It's amazing. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. I've talked about this a bajillion times. I think it is like the perfect dupe for an Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. Now I could use this as just a regular highlight, but I'm going to use this on a duo fiber brush and lightly put it all over my face just to give myself like a little bit of lit from within type of glow. If you're like a bride or if you're doing bridal makeup, this is perfect for something like that. And just tapping it off, and I'm just going to literally lightly all over the face. Now it's not going to really pick up on camera as much, but in person this is so finely milled and it doesn't have glitter in it. It's not very shimmery. It's just like glow. It's just a straight up glow powder, and I love the way it makes my skin look just so healthy, so fresh, so hydrated. But for the actual highlight, I have another really affordable highlight. This is from Catrice, and this is the High Glow Mineral Powder Highlighter. It is actually very similar looking to the Essence highlighter. It is that same kind of baked vibe. I'm going to go in with this guy today. Highlight all the regular spots. This is a more of a subtle highlight, but you can really build it up. I kind of wanted a little bit more of like a glowing from within type look today. Very pretty. Okay, so the face is pretty much done. I just need to set, put a little brow gel in, but let's move on to the eyes. So actually the product that inspired me to do this whole video today is this little single eyeshadow here by Essence. These are the Melted Chrome eyeshadows. I'm pretty sure this is like $5. Listen, I looked up the prices for everything last night and I was just like, oh, I'll remember. I don't know why I thought I was going to remember the price of like 15 different products. No, I promise you they're all under $10. I made sure of that for sure. So like I was saying, this is the Essence Melted Chrome eyeshadow. This is so gorgeous, so affordable. This is in the shade 02 Ironic. Melted Chrome is the perfect name for it. I'm actually going to, I never ever do this, but I'm going to do a little bit of a swatch for you. It is so soft. I mean, look at that. That's just a finger swatch. Are you kidding me? Like, gorgeous, 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 so affordable. This is what inspired this whole look today. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to take this eyeshadow, I'm going to put it all over my eyelid, and then I'm going to go in with some of the blush I used, some of the bronzer I used, and kind of just add that slightly in the crease. I want this eyeshadow to really be the star of this show, but that's what it is. That's what I'm doing. I don't know why I said but. That's exactly what I'm doing. So first, just going in straight up with my finger. God, I can't even with how beautiful this eyeshadow is. And let's put that on the eyelid. I mean, look at it. It is gorgeous. They do have quite a few shades. I think there's like 10 shades. I literally have never heard anyone talk about these. They are so soft, so beautiful, so... Look at that. Just gorgeous. It has a very similar feeling to it as a like ColourPop Super Shock shadow, like, or Super Shock blush. That kind of like, is it a cream, is it a powder, soft, squishy kind of feeling to it. Wow, I can't even. So pretty. Okay, so we get that all over the lid, and then I'm going to go in with a brush. What brush do I want to use? Let's use this Morphe M456, so it's just a nice kind of flatter shading brush. And first I'm going to go in with this Wet n Wild bronzer that I use, and I'm just going to use the tiniest bit because remember it is super pigmented, so just a tiny bit. And start putting that in the crease. I don't want like a whole lot of pigment, just a little bit to kind of deepen it up. So pretty. And then same thing with the Milani Baked Bronzer we used. Just a little bit because this is highly pigmented as well. And then lastly into this blush palette. So I'm just going to go in literally with the same blushes I used on my face. I love adding a little bit of the blush I used on my cheeks into my eyes because I feel like it really kind of connects everything and pulls everything together. And that's actually a trick I learned from watching a lot of like celebrity makeup artists. They tend to do that to kind of make everything look really cohesive. And so I was like, I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna do that little trick. And the other amazing thing about this shadow is usually if you put on a more shimmery, glittery shadow and then you try to like blend all around it, you get a lot of fallout, but there's like zero fallout at all right now. It is so amazing. So pretty. So pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and do literally the exact same thing to the other eye here. And then for the lower lash line, I'm literally going to take those two bronzers and the blushes and just kind of blend that out on the lower lash line just to pull it together. Not really super heavy under here. Just a little bit of color. Pretty. Okay, let's set the face. So the setting spray I'm going to use is so affordable and so bomb. I feel like it's literally always sold out online. This is the Catrice Illuminating Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Face Spray. Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. This setting spray is amazing. It has the finest mist on it. Let me see if I can. Do you see that? So fine. So I'm just going to set the face with this. I will say it does have kind of a funky smell. It reminds me of like a dentist's office, like a little latexy. Does that make sense? That's like the weirdest description ever, but you know how dentist offices smell like dentist offices? That's what this smells like. Whatever. So for mascara was, I feel like, the hardest one because I really wanted to use the CoverGirl Lash Blast Mascara and the Lash Blast Primer. That's a mouthful. But those are $10.99 a piece, and so I was like, whatever, $10 and under. But I do really like this mascara. I haven't even opened this one yet, but I have gone through a couple tubes of it. This is the NYX Worth the Hype mascara. I believe this is like $8.99, $9.99. I know it's right under $10. So I'm going to pop off camera and throw this mascara on real quick, and then we will finish off with the lip. Okay, mascara is on. Let me show you the wand to this mascara real quick. Just so you can see, I know a lot of people have preference on mascaras based on the wand. This is a really nice mascara. I do feel like it is a little bit more of a drier mascara, and so you do have to kind of go in with a couple coats to really build it up, but I do think it is a good mascara. Honestly, the main complaint I have with this mascara is it does get a little bit flaky throughout the day, but you know, it's really affordable. It makes your lashes look good, so I guess it just depends on how long you're going to be wearing it. The first few hours are fine. It tends to be later in the day that I notice the flakiness, but cute mascara. I like it. Let's move on to the lips. So I'm going to line my lips with my, honestly, this is my all-time favorite nude lip liner. I wear this lip liner almost every single day. If I'm wearing a nude lipstick, I'm wearing this lip liner. This is from Kokie Professionals. This is the retractable lip liner in the shade 515 Warm Nude. This is only $5.99. I picked this up at Rite Aid. I've only been able to find it actually at Rite Aid's. Not at Walgreens, not at CVS, but at Rite Aid's. But this lip liner is amazing. I've went through so many of them. It is so great. It is a retractable lip liner, which I tend to usually like pencil liners more because that way you can really sharpen them. But this one stays actually pretty sharp. It keeps a pretty nice shape. So I'm going to go ahead and just slightly overline my lips with this guy right here. liner is on. Let's go in with a lipstick. I feel like lip products are really what the drugstore like knocks it out of the park with. Lip products are like one of the best things you can get at the drugstore, I feel like. I'm going to go in with this lipstick from Flower Beauty. This is in the shade Peachy Nude. This is their Petal Pout lipsticks. Just a really pretty pinky nude shade. And honestly, just kind of concentrate that more in the middle. I'm just going to take my finger and blend that out. Pretty. Then I'm going to go over that with this guy right here. This is the e.l.f. Tinted Lip Oil. I love this so much. It is so pretty, and it is a tinted lip oil, but it's not oily in the sense that it's not super like oily and glidey on your lips. It doesn't like bleed all over the place. It's not sticky. It's not weird. It's just gorgeous. Such a comfortable lip to wear. Smells really good. It has kind of like a sugar cookie smell to it. Alright, so this is the finished look using all products $10 and under. Like I said, I will have everything listed in the description box down below with the links. Let me know in the comments what your favorite affordable drugstore products are, or you know, just affordable e-commerce products. So anything $10 and under, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel. I post here every Tuesday and Friday. So thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!